Welcome back to Her Winning Mindset, a podcast made for the girlies who want to level up in their life. I'm so excited to be back. I took 2 weeks off the podcast and I've really been thinking about the direction of where to take this. And there is so many juicy episodes coming, not just about how to optimize yourself in business, but in relationships, life. We're going to go into sex. We're going to go into every part of becoming the most incredible woman so you can win in all areas of life. Because I truly believe as women in society, we're placed in boxes, right? Housewife box, businesswoman box, mother box. And I keep thinking, why can't we be it all the time? Why can't we be a hot bitch that loves her husband, that makes $1 million online, that looks after the kids, that is fit, that is savage, that is soft? Why can't we be it all? And I'm really on a mission to show women that they can have it all. And I'm really excited about that. So thanks for coming along on the journey with me. Today's episode is a little bit of a different one, and it's something that I feel like is not talked about enough. And that is how our attachment styles affect the way we run our business. We all know what attachment styles are and how they relate to our relationships. But what I don't think a lot of us realize is that those same attachment wounds are running the show in our business as well. And I'm going to give you some examples today so you can really identify, oh, that's coming from my attachment style. I better do some more healing around that. Whether you're anxiously chasing clients, whether you're avoiding risks or avoiding your finances, whether you're self-sabotaging when things start to get really good, all of this links back to your attachment style. So let's dive in today. For those that are not aware, I'm going to quickly go over the attachment style types. There are 4 types. There is anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, fearful avoidant, and secure. So whether you're an anxious attachment, you're usually in a business sense, an overgiver and a chaser, right? You're always worried that someone's going to go and someone's going to leave, and you have to chase, prove your worth, show them you're good enough, more. And that plays out in our romantic relationships. But what about in business? This can look like you're obsessed with your client's approval, right? And you overgive, you overcompensate, not because you love what you do, not because you want to show them and give them the most value. It's because you're scared that they're going to leave, complain, ask for a refund, or find someone else. Another way that this can look is you over-deliver before you get paid, right? So you do this incredible amount of work and then you invoice like 30 to 60 days later because you want people to see your value. You want that validation. You need that feeling. You're addicted to the external validation. So if no one DMs you, if no one replies to your story, if no one comments or saves on your post, if no one shows up to your masterclass, you spiral, you make it mean something about you, everything is wrong, you better shut down your business, or you're going to try even harder to make people see how worthy you are. Another one that I clearly see with anxious attachment people, and please do not do this, is lowering your prices. You lower your prices compared to your competition, not from a place of, hey, this is where I'm at in my skill set and this is what I believe my service is worth, and you've calculated your profit per service, but you've lowered your prices because you're so scared someone's not going to choose you. And this is all signs of your anxious attachment running the show in your business. And so what we need to do is we really need to heal that anxious attachment. If we go into the avoidant attachment, this one's one of my favorites. You're usually a lone wolf / a control freak in your business. So how do you know if your avoidant tendencies are playing out in business? You resist help and refuse to delegate. You can do it all on your own because you're hyper independent baddie, right? You don't want to have conversations with your team members. You don't want to fire clients. You push everyone away, whether it's team, clients, mentors. Potentially you've invested $10,000 into a mentor and you've talked to them once because you've just avoided everything in terms of the conversations you need to be having. You don't trust people in your business. So you don't trust your clients to pay or commit. So you actually make your sales really difficult, which is fascinating because you're like, oh no, they're not an aligned client, not blah, 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 blah. You're going to fuck up your sales call on purpose so that you don't get them. Or if the people ask, can you send me a proposal? You're going to do it like 48 hours later, so they're cold. And then the sale's not going to come through. Be really aware of your patterns in business. What's taking you as an avoidant a long period of time to get around to? Those things you need to stop avoiding. Another one, this is a big one when it comes to social media, is you ghost your audience all the time. You post on Instagram and you ghost. You post and you ghost. You post and you ghost. And everyone's wondering, what the heck are you doing? Where are you? What are you doing? And this is because you're avoiding connection, you're avoiding growth, you're avoiding hard conversations, you're avoiding more sales conversations. You just want to put it all there and you're okay with just coasting by. All right, the next one, which is 100% me, is fearful avoidant. Now, in business, this can look like a hot and cold business owner. So this is, I'm just looking at my dot points and I'm like, wow, this was me to a T. You start projects and you never finish them. You go all in this project, 80% done, and then you're like, all right, next project. And this project never gets done. And then you have a shelf full of half-done projects and you're like, why am I not making any progress in my business? Another one is that you crave success. Like you crave it, right? You couldn't think of anything more for your life. You want this business to work. You truly do in your heart of hearts. But the idea of being seen in your success terrifies you. And so you hide. And you try really hard and then you hide. And then you try really hard and then you hide again. You, oh my gosh, you attract unstable income because your energy is unstable. If you have a roller coaster revenue that goes like this and you're like, why? Why is this happening? It's because you are most likely unstable and your attachment type is running the show. And you go from overthinking, overanalyzing, perfectionism tendencies to completely burnt out. And then you rest and then you're like, yeah, I'm ready to come back. Boom. So these are, you're anxious, you're avoidant, you're fearful avoidant. But let's say you start doing the healing, right? And you're healing your attachment wounds, your abandonment wounds, your emotional intimacy wounds, vulnerability wounds, being seen, everything underneath, because we need to remember that our attachment wounds are from our caregivers in life, whether that's your mum, dad, other caregivers. And they really develop at such a young age and they really dictate how we show up in the world. And so when we start healing what's underneath, right, the trauma, what we didn't get from our parents, we start reparenting ourselves to become the healthy adult for ourselves, we become secure. And when we're secure, we're confident, we're calm, we can be strategic in business, we're no longer avoiding hard conversations, we're leaning into those hard conversations because we don't make them mean anything about us and it doesn't feel overwhelming. We're no longer trying to grab onto every client and every person and every DM because we're secure in ourselves and we trust. And we're no longer swinging from hot and cold because we are good. And so if you recognize yourself in one of these three with these patterns, I would take some time today and get your journal out and ask yourself, out of these three attachment styles, number one, which one am I? Number two, how over the past year, 2 years, 3 years, how often is this playing out in my business? Is this a consistent pattern? Number three, if this is a consistent pattern and I have spotted it before, what have I done to try and fix it that hasn't worked? And what do I need to do to fix it? Now, I will always say, go to somatic therapy. Truly, that shit has changed my life. I don't think I could have ever healed my I don't think I could have ever healed my attachment style if it wasn't for somatic therapy and really feeling the grief in my body, allowing the grief to come out, healing, reparenting myself, and integrating and finding a deeper sense of love for myself. Because I don't believe that you can heal it without feeling it. You have to heal it by feeling it. And it sucks. But I promise you, the more you can feel those deep, dark emotions that you keep avoiding, the more wholesome life becomes. So what happens when you do heal and you do become a secure attachment in business? It gets to be really fun. So your business is run from secure attachment if you know that money is in your bank account, you're not overspending, you're not underspending, you're not hoarding your money. Money comes in, money comes out. You have a good foundation. Clients are paying. Everything's good, right? Good cash flow. And the next one is you have boundaries with clients and you don't overextend those boundaries. You say, hey, I'm available to Monday to Friday. You're not popping in on a Saturday, right? You respect your own boundaries and your clients respect them. You don't overextend yourself in sales. So you're on a sales call and you're not going to say, hey, but I can also add in this and doing this and doing this and blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, this is what I'm offering. This is my package. Take it or leave it, essentially, right? You invest in support and let yourself receive the support, whether that's mentorship, whether that's therapy, whether that's to do with like financial assistance, like, understanding your money. You invest in support and you let yourself receive it and you be there with that. And you don't make it mean anything about you. It's just skill sets that you're learning, parts of yourself you're uncovering. And you don't need constant validation because you know you're good at what you do. You're not always looking at Instagram, have I got another like yet? Have I got another DM yet? How many people see my story? You're not focused on that. You're focused on the bigger picture because you are so secure in yourself that you know it's working out and you don't need those little micro bits of validation to prove to yourself you're doing a good job because you know you're doing a good job. I'm going to go deeper here into money and how your attachment style affects your money, right? Because if you're undercharging because you fear rejection as an anxious attachment, you're never going to have profit and you're never going to have money in the bank. And if this is you, I want you to take a moment and look at your prices and work out the profit margin on your prices, right? By the way, I'm not a financial advisor and I'm not an accountant, okay? This is purely for entertainment purposes only. Please see someone that is a professional. You need to look at your profit margins on your service, minus your working hours, minus your tax, and if you're registered for GST, minus your GST, and see what's going on there. Are you actually making any money? Because sometimes clients come to me and they're making, after all of their expenses have been taken out, $10 an hour. It's like, babe, go work at McDonald's instead, right? Okay, the next one is avoiding launching or scaling because you don't trust yourself and others, really, which is an avoidant mechanism. So you keep pushing your launches back. You keep pushing your scaling plans back. You're like, nope, no. Something else has come up. Excuse here, right? Without launching, without scaling, again, how are you going to make more money in your business? You have to face this stuff head on, right? You have one life. You have one chance at this. I want you to make bucket loads of money, however much that is to you. But you can only do that by taking messy action consistently all the time, facing your fears, feeling the discomfort, not by avoiding things. The next one is overworking, overgiving, not using automations. This can be kind of all of them, like anxious avoidant, fearful avoidant. You need to stop overworking, right? And I'll do a whole other episode on this where you can identify burnout versus overworking versus a dysregulated nervous system. But you can't keep overgiving if you're not giving to yourself. You're going to burn out. And then when you burn out, your business doesn't work because you're the leader of the business. You're driving the ship. And if you're driving the ship and you can't, what then? And the last one I want to touch on is letting go of clients too fast or holding on to the wrong ones, right? And if you fix this and you get really secure in who you are, your boundaries, what your values are in your business, the type of clients you want to work with, and not operating from a place of fear that you need them, or not operating from a place of making them wrong and getting rid of them straight away, you're going to feel so much better in business and make so much more money, right? We also need to remember in business, I think it costs 4 to 11 times more to get a new client than it does to keep an existing client. So if you have good clients, make sure you let them know. Make sure you keep working with them, right? Don't keep firing clients. Oh, it's not working. It's not aligned, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's probably not working and not aligned because you haven't communicated to them your boundaries. You're undercharging and it's making you resentful and pissing you off. And they probably expected something where you tried to over-deliver and now you don't want to deliver that anymore, so you're half-assing the results. So there's a few things that I want you to really focus on this week, and this is your nervous system regulation, right? I will say this till the day I die. You cannot scale when you don't feel safe holding what you already have, and you cannot scale if you're in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. You can't make good decisions in that place. Regulate your nervous system. Walk every day with quiet time. No podcast, no music. Ice bath if you want to. Go for a run. Go for a walk. Go to the gym. Meditate. Yeah, dance. Spend time off your fucking phone. Stop scrolling. Scrolling is one of the biggest causes of us burning out because we always have consumption and mental overload. How are you meant to scale a business if your mind is never present? You cannot. I want you to go over your pricing this week as well and price with confidence and stop charging out of fear. I want you to get really aware this week on your social media patterns. What are you using social media for that you're not giving yourself? Validation, attention, confidence. Are you using social media as a way to be like, oh yes, she liked my post. Okay, whew, like I'm good, I'm doing a good job. Or can you post, put your phone away, and keep moving forward? Detach yourself from the validation. You don't need it, right? You're already worthy. You're already whole. You're already incredible. It's like the person that already makes big fucking cash. I want you to ask yourself, are you showing up as a 7 or 8 figure CEO every single day? Or are you rolling out of bed? Wow, everything's hard. Wow. Or are you fucking getting out of bed and going for it? Are you getting your life? Are you choosing your life? Or are you being a victim to your life? You get the choice. How does the 7 and 8 figure CEO show up? How are you showing up? Because you need to become her before the results happen. Simple fact. What I want to end on today is really identifying that your attachment style does play out in business, and that if you don't have a regulated nervous system, you can't heal your attachment style, but also you're going to really suck at making money and you're going to feel like you're in a hamster wheel all the time. So let me know how this episode landed for you. If you have any questions, feel free to come into my DMs at jasminekemp__. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear about your attachment types, how it's playing out in business. I can tell you all about mine. It's bloody crazy. And we can work together on healing this so that we are secure fucking women that are winning at life and winning at business. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Love you.